With F1 2023's first 12 races done and dusted, now is the perfect time for us to assess in detail each of the team's performances so far. This week, we look at the sport's bottom 5 teams. AlphaTauri didn't think things could get worse than 2022, having finished 9th in the standings. But the slide has continued, with the team 10th and last going into F1's traditional summer break. The AT04 has been a difficult car from the outset, with rear instability on corner entry and then mid-corner understeer, making it a handful. And so far, Yuki Tsunoda has only managed 3 points in 12 races. Red Bull shunned its own junior team to replace the Alpine-bound Pierre Gasly with Formula E world champion Nick de Vries.
We've put a lot of work and time into our preparation, so really I'm kind of ready to get on with it now. I want to go out there and start racing, but it's certainly a childhood dream that comes true.
Up to the British Grand Prix, Tsunoda, in his 3rd year of F1, easily had de Vries' measure, with the stats showing 7-3 in qualifying and then 7-2 in races when they could be compared. The Dutchman was dropped after Silverstone, however, with a rejuvenated Daniel Ricciardo now in his place. The sweeping changes for next season, which include new management, can't come soon enough. Alfa Romeo began 2023 with high hopes, given it finished 6th last year, the best result for the Sauber-run squad since 2012. And its aggressive C43 sported a stripped-back, striking carbon livery to save weight.
We need to achieve more. It's simple as that. You know, we always need to aim for better, aim for higher. The whole team and myself included, we always need to keep improving. That's what drives us. So we're expecting, like Alessandro mentioned, better consistency, more points, better results.
Unfortunately, consistency suffered, with points scored 4 times across 2 cars for a total haul of 9 in 12 races. Its drivers, however, were consistent, especially Zhou Guanyu, who's expected to be re-signed, with 4-8 in qualifying to Valtteri Bottas, 4-7 in races when they both finished, and just 1 point behind. But while the team needs to be stronger in the season's second half, the efforts are being put in long-term, with Audi set to join the squad in 2026, and James Key recently installed as technical director.
Competing in F1 is the next logical step for us. It is the ideal platform for us to demonstrate technological leadership. We expect the most technically advanced solution for electric engines and for software in Formula One. And this new chapter for Vorsprung durch Technik is going to start in 2026.
Haas jumped into the sport's new era last year with a competitive car, and it was a gigantic relief for the Minnow squad after 3 years spent down the back of the grid with limited development. And it came into 2023 with lots of momentum and a new driver pairing, with a highly motivated Nico Hülkenberg joining Kevin Magnussen after 3 years out of full-time F1.
It's a very long season, 23 races, more than ever before. So I think it's key, to be consistently, close to your best. And I think that's for me personally my target and the challenge for me to always leave nothing out on track, to take everything from the table that is possible, maximize my and the team's potential.
And despite just 5 super sub stand-ins during the pandemic, the Hulk has destroyed Magnussen in qualifying 9-3. And while it's 5-all in the races when they both finished, he has more points, 9-2. It's likely that the team will retain both drivers into 2024, but Magnussen will want to at least even the score in the season's second half, with the Hulk so clearly and unexpectedly showing him up. But overall, the American team has under-delivered in the second season of the new era regulations, with just 11 points, compared to the 34 it had after 12 rounds last year, ensuring a tight battle with Williams. Williams was building momentum ahead of F1's new era in 2022, but lost that and its superstar young gun George Russell in the sport's technical regulation revamp, with the Brit off to Mercedes. But it's quietly rebuilding again with lead driver Alex Albon from Red Bull, who is showing real leadership qualities in his second season at Grove, with strong direction from new team boss James Vowles. And solid management from relatively new owner Doralton Capital.
They're consistently investing in the company, and the investments they're making, it's all long term. It's all focused on how can we help, how can they help bring us up. I mean, we're a team at the end of the day, but it's great to see.
Alongside Albon is American rookie Logan Sargent, who came into the sport directly from official feeder series F2.
I think the biggest things I can take coming from Formula 2 into Formula 1 is learning how mentally tough you have to be throughout, a long season, and I feel like I can really bring that mental toughness into Formula 1.
But to the summer break, Albon has completely destroyed Sargent in qualifying 12-0, in races 9-0 when they both finished, and 11-0 on points, meaning Sargent must up his game. Alpine headed into F1 summer break in dire straits, the team in tatters, after Bruno Firmin, its new vice president of motorsports, gave marching orders to team principal Otmar Safnauer and longtime sporting director Alain Permain in a shock axing in Belgium. Safnauer, who joined Alpine at the start of 2022 from rival Aston Martin, saw good things in this year's car from the outset.
When I first arrived about a year ago, the A523 targets were just being set, and I thought the targets were appropriate. They were stretch targets but achievable, and it was great to see both the design team and the factory work all year to realize both the targets and what I think will be a competitive car in the A523.
But reality bit hard, and the French mark was jumped on performance by Aston Martin and then McLaren, with 4 double non-scores from 12 rounds, leaving it 6th on just 57 points. Former CEO Laurent Rossi showed the pressure was on when he called his own team dilettantes and amateurish to French media in Miami, before he himself was removed. And Firmin has now gutted the rest of the squad's top management for a total reset, with former special advisor Alain Prost saddened by the brutal move, which he says is a huge mistake for the squad. On the driver front, Esteban Ocon and Pierre Gasly were consistent, with the Normandy pair 6-all in qualifying, while Ocon was 5-3 in races they both finished. But there's far bigger issues to solve at Alpine. Thanks for watching. To stay up to speed on all things Formula One, make sure you hit the subscribe button.